Good evening, students. Welcome to the session. In this session, we are going to discuss P-type and N-type semiconductor. So this is the lecture number second. Before this lecture, we have seen must have seen the lecture number first, that is introduction to the semiconductors. So this is the lecture number 2, and in this lecture we will study about P and N-type semiconductors and as well as some other topics. So without wasting any time, let's start the session, and we will start with the intrinsic semiconductors. So here we have, so basically there are two types of semiconductor. One is intrinsic semiconductor, that is this one, and the another one is extrinsic semiconductor. Another one is extrinsic semiconductor. So I will discuss both in the detail with you. So let's start first the intrinsic semiconductor. So this is my contact number. You can send me your feedback, any type of feedback that is you want to provide. So first of all, you are known about the semiconductors. So semiconductors belong to which group? Semiconductor belongs to group number 14. So group number 14 means they contain 4 valence electrons. So valence electrons means electrons that are present in the outermost shell. So 4 valence electrons they have. You can take the example of silicon. You can take the example of germanium also. So two examples you can simply take. These are the examples of semiconductors. So sometimes CBSE asks the question that how many valence electrons are present in the semiconductors. So how many valence electrons? 4 electrons are present in the 4 valence electrons are present in the semiconductors. So now let's move to the diagram of intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic means it's a purest form, the purest form of semiconductor. Like from this diagram you can see, suppose I have silicon atom here. Let me change its color. So let's suppose silicon atom is here, Si. Same silicon atom is here, Si. Same silicon atom is here. So if all the atoms in a crystal, are same, like here you can see all the atoms are of silicon. So if all the atoms are same, no other atom is there, then we say it as intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic means all the molecules, जितने भी atoms हैं, all are of the same type के हैं. That means all are of silicon or all are of germanium. So all are here, you can see here the all atoms are of silicon. So this is called intrinsic. Intrinsic का मतलब अपने आप में है, जो भी है, कोई भी impurity नहीं है उसमें. So here you can see all the atoms are of silicon, and this is also silicon. So you can complete this diagram. I will explain it. So what you have to understand here, you have to understand how conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor varies from extrinsic. First of all, you have to know that only, so this is the diagram of intrinsic semiconductor. It is the diagram of intrinsic semiconductor. So in intrinsic semiconductor, every silicon atom, every silicon molecule, like this silicon molecule have how many valence electrons? 4 valence electrons it has. So now we have to draw that. Okay, So after this diagram, after this it will be very clear to you. So now let's suppose, uh, let's draw this by marker. Okay, so marker is available with me, so by taking pen. Okay, so suppose this is the one molecule of silicon, this is the one molecule of this left hand silicon, this is the second molecule, second electron, these are the electrons of this silicon atom, valence electrons, this is the third one. So in the same way, every silicon atom have 4 electrons. In this way, every silicon atom have 4 electrons in this way. So I will firstly explain one silicon atom. So here you can see these 3 electrons are belonging to this silicon atom. This silicon atom. Now I am drawing with blue color this electron. This is the electron shared from this silicon atom, and this is the another electron that is shared from this nearby this silicon atom. Now one silicon atom, one electron from this silicon atom is shared. So now you can see these two electrons will make covalent bond. These two electrons will also make the covalent bond, and these two will also make the covalent bond. So no free electron is here. Students, no free electron is there, or no hole is there, so no charge carrier is there. So basically, to conduct, some electrons are required that must be free to move. So how we get that electron? We will break this bond. We have to break this bond, only then the electrons will be free. So this is the type of semiconductor that is called intrinsic semiconductor. First of all, you have to remember all the atoms are same. So let me take the marker and show you again. So all the atoms are same. You can see here, this is silicon, this is silicon, this is again silicon, this is again silicon, again silicon. So every atom is having silicon, no other atom is there. If there are 1000 atoms, then 1000 of the atoms are silicon. So you can see it, all are silicon. Okay, so I hope this diagram is clear to you. And now see how the bonds will be formed. So how the bonds will be formed, that are, okay, wait. Okay, now see, red marker. So this is the electrons from, suppose this from this silicon atom, this is the electron, this is the electron number 2, this is the electron number 3, this is the electron number 4. Now see, the electron from this silicon is this one, from this silicon, from this left hand silicon, this one, from this silicon, this one, from this silicon, this one. So basically every silicon has 4 electrons like this. Again this silicon, suppose these are the electron of this silicon, again this silicon, again this is the electron from this silicon. Now electron from this silicon, one more, so it has 4 electrons, so one is shared, one is in this way. Now electron from this silicon. So in this way, every between the every silicon atom there are 2 electrons like this one. So this will be the structure of intrinsic semiconductor, you can say. This will be the final structure. Everywhere there are 2 electrons like this, and it will make a covalent bond everywhere. So no conductivity will be there. Conductivity will be only Conductivity will be there only when there is a breakage of bond. Whenever there is any electron free, कोई electron free होगा, in that case, whenever कोई भी electron free होगा, in that case only the conductivity will be there. So this is the diagram of, okay, so this is the diagram and this is the bond. These are all are covalent bonds. So no electron is free there. These all are covalent bonds. You can see these all are covalent bond of by two electrons. तो दो electrons मिलके एक covalent bond बनाते हैं. So no conductivity will be there. How they conduct when these bonds break? इनमें से कोई भी bond break होता है. In that case the semiconductor conduct. So these are all are bonds. So my motive was for this diagram was CBSE asked one question from this topic. Only one question is asked from this topic. Difference of intrinsic and extrinsic is also asked, but 1 mark question that is asked from this topic is, you can note down the question, in which type of semiconductor, you can note down the question, in which type of semiconductor the conductivity is, in which type of semiconductor the conductivity is due to the breakage of covalent bonds. So you can note down the question, in which type of semiconductor the conductivity is due to the breakage of covalent bonds. So answer for that question is in intrinsic type of semiconductor. You can note down the answer, in intrinsic type of semiconductor the conductivity is due to the breakage of covalent bonds. In intrinsic type of semiconductor, the the conductivity is due to the breakage of covalent bonds. So I hope this diagram is now clear to you. What do you mean by intrinsic? Intrinsic is a semiconductor in which all the atoms are of same. So silicon. So this is called where all the atoms have same name, same you can say all the atoms have same configuration, like silicon is present here. So every atom has silicon, every molecule of this is silicon. So everywhere silicon is present in the semiconductor, this is called intrinsic semiconductor. This is called intrinsic semiconductor and it is the purest form of semiconductor. No impurity is there, so it is also called purest form. So it can be asked which is purest form of semiconductor, so you have to answer intrinsic semiconductor is the purest form of semiconductor. So I hope up to this point everything is clear to you. So up to this point everything is clear to you, and now we have to move to the second type. So intrinsic semiconductor, I hope every student intrinsic semiconductor is clear, and now we have to move to the extrinsic semiconductor. Okay, so students, you can note down here silicon is present in the extrinsic type semiconductor. One or some other atoms are changed, like you can see here, this is again silicon. So this is again silicon, this is again, let's suppose silicon, this this is again silicon. So 4 atoms are of silicon. Let's suppose this is of boron. This atom is of boron and all the rest are silicon. So all the other atoms are of silicon and one atom is changed. Here you can see I have taken boron here. So this is the, now it is extrinsic because silicon atom is replaced by some other. So if some impurity is added, or you can say some other element is added, then the semiconductor is said to be extrinsic. So how to remember it? You can remember it from the alphabet E. E means external. E means external. So you can consider it as when we add an external element like boron or like phosphorus to silicon, then that type of semiconductor is called extrinsic semiconductor. So what do you mean by extrinsic semiconductor? A semiconductor, if we add some element, if we add some impurity, if we add some impurity to the group number 14, that is the semiconductor group. So if we add some impurity into group number 14, then that type of semiconductor is called extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic means external impurity. You can remember it from the alphabet E. E means external impurity. I am repeating, students, you can note down. E is external impurity. And we can add which type of impurity here? So we can add two types of impurity here. One is group number 13 and one is group number 15. So I will discuss them in detail. You can note down the diagram first. Please note down the diagram first. Okay, so I hope you have noted down the diagram, and this diagram is not necessarily here. Instead of boron, phosphorus can be also there. Here instead of boron, phosphorus can be also there. So any any semiconductor in which the other elements are same, like here silicon, further silicon, but one impurity is there, that can be phosphorus, that can be boron, that can be any impurity. So if any impurity is there, then that type of semiconductor is called extrinsic semiconductor. That type of semiconductor is called extrinsic semiconductor. And in this semiconductor, the covalent bond breakage is not required. In this type of semiconductor, the conductivity is due to the charge carriers. So now there are two types. So up to this point, what we have seen, the two types of semiconductor. One is intrinsic, that is the purest form, and then another one that is extrinsic, that is having some impurity. So now there are two types of extrinsic semiconductors. You can note down it. There are basically two types of semiconductor, two types of extrinsic semiconductor. So one is p type semiconductor and another one is n type semiconductor. So you can note down it. The hint for it is, if we dope group number 13 element, that are aluminium, boron and gallium, these type of atoms, if we dope in group number 14, that is semiconductor group. So group number 14 is semiconductor group. So if we dope element of 13 group to 14, then it will give me p-type semiconductor. So 13 is doped into group number 14. So you have to remember 13 is doped into group number 14. I will discuss that when we discuss p-type semiconductor. The second one is n-type semiconductor. When group number when group number 15 when group number 15 is doped in the group number 14, that is semiconductor group, in the group number 14 we dope the group number 15 element, so then we get the n type semiconductor. So group number 15 examples are, you can take the example of phosphorus, you can take the example of antimony, and you can take the example of arsenic also. Arsenic. So phosphorus and arsenic are basically used. In group number 13, aluminium, boron and gallium. These are basically used. So these are the two types of extrinsic semiconductor. You can note down these two types. I hope you have noted down the extrinsic type semiconductors. So up to this lecture we have seen first intrinsic semiconductor, then we have extrinsic semiconductor, and then we have types of extrinsic semiconductors. So now we are going to move to p-type semiconductor. So now I am going to take you to p-type semiconductor. So okay, so here you can see this is suppose silicon atom, this is again silicon atom. So now I am discussing p-type semiconductor. So that means I have to dope boron, aluminium or gallium here. So I am taking boron here. The other elements are of silicon. So you can see and you can complete this diagram, and all the rest are silicon. So Si is the symbol for silicon. So Si. Okay, so almost the diagram is finished. So which impurity is added? We have added a group number 13 impurity into the silicon to get p-type semiconductor. Why it is called p-type, and why group number 13 element is added, I will discuss that in detail. So all the rest are silicon. So silicon here, silicon here, silicon here and silicon. So students, here you can see boron is added. I am discussing p-type semiconductor. So boron is added here. So boron has how many electrons? So boron is belonging to group number 13. So boron is belonging to group number 13. That means it contains how many valence electrons? It will contain 3 valence electrons. Boron will contain 3 valence electrons, but silicon has 4 electrons. So now see the diagram. Suppose these are the 3 electrons from boron. 1, this is the second one, 2, 3. So these red electrons are from boron, valence electrons of boron. Now see these blue diagram, these electrons, these are from the silicon. These 4 electrons are from silicon. So these are the 4 electrons from silicon. So which bond is completed now? You can see this bond is completed, covalent bond. This covalent bond is completed. This covalent bond is also completed, but you can see this is not completed. This bond is not completed. So what will happen? Here we have silicon, this bond. This is the silicon bond. 2 electrons are there now. two electrons are there. So one electron from here leave its place and come to this place. So this electron will leave its place from here and move in this direction and move to this position and complete its covalent bond. And the place which it left, this place that the electron left is become empty, and this place is called hole. So what it is called, this place is called hole, and the hole contains positive charge. The hole contains positive charge. So whenever we add a boron here, suppose here we add a boron, suppose two atoms are added, two boron atoms are added, so then one hole is created here. If two boron atoms are there, then two holes can be created. So in this way, hole contains positive charge, that's why we call it as p-type semiconductor. So why it is called p-type semiconductor? Because it contains the positive charge ions due to which the conductivity is more. तो इसकी conductivity क्यों increase हो रही है? Due to the positive charge ions. So one electron from the silicon's covalent bond join with move to the nearby empty place, and then hole is created, and this is the procedure, and this is the procedure for p-type semiconductor I have explained. So बॉन्ड यहाँ पे भी ब्रेक होंगे, बट यहाँ पे क्या होगा, होल्स क्रिएट होंगी. सो now I hope diagram is clear. So you can, to get the p-type semiconductor, you will dope which impurity. You can dope the silicon or group number 14 element with boron. You can dope it with aluminium, boron, aluminium, and you can dope it with gallium. You can see some other elements also that are belonging to group number 13. So whenever we dope group number 13 into group number 14, then we get p-type of semiconductor there. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Whenever we dope group number 13 into group number 14, that is semiconductor group, so we get the p-type of semiconductor. Group number 13 is also called trivalent impurity. Group number 13 is also called trivalent impurity because it has 3 valence electrons. So you can note down this point also. Group number 13 is also called trivalent impurity. So sometimes it is question is asked, which type of impurity we will add to get p type of semiconductor. So option was given, ऑप्शन में क्या दिया होता है, ट्राईवैलेंट इम्प्योरिटी, पेंटावैलेंट, इस तरह से ऑप्शंस होते हैं. ओके, सो आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज ट्राईवैलेंट इम्प्योरिटी इज एडेड टू गेट द पी टाइप सेमी कंडक्टर. एंड नाउ वी हैव टू सी द diagram. So here this boron, due to this boron atom, this trivalent impurity, due to this trivalent impurity we got the p type semiconductor. So now see, you have to see the energy diagram. Wait for 1 minute. Okay, so students, now you have to see the energy diagram. This is the conduction band. So I will write it as CB. This is the conduction band, and this is the valence band. So valence band this is, and this is the conduction band. Now when we dope it with some impurity like trivalent, then one sector level gap is this level is obtained, this level is obtained and this is called acceptor level. acceptor का मीनिंग होता है that is due to the trivalent, that is obtained due to the trivalent, so it is called acceptor level. Okay, acceptor energy level you can say. So earlier when no doping was there, the energy gap was this one. So this was the energy gap when no doping was there. So after the doping, students, you can see after the doping of trivalent impurity into semiconductor, this energy gap remains this one. So energy gap decreases due to doping. So when he asked about U to P type of semiconductor, that draw the energy level diagram for P type of semiconductor. In that case, you have to draw this diagram. Valence band, conduction band, and acceptor energy level. So this is the acceptor energy level. I will take you to my notes also, but after some time I will take you to some my notes. Okay. So this is acceptor energy level. So you can note down it. Now we have to see N type of semiconductor. So P type of semiconductor we have discussed, and the energy diagram of P type of semiconductor we have discussed. Now we have to move to the N type of semiconductor. So some facts about this one is that, listen to the facts about P type semiconductor. We have to add trivalent impurity, that is group number 13. First we have to draw trivalent impurity, and if this is a conduction band, this is the valence band. Then there exists another gap, another level exists, that is called acceptor level, and that lies just above the वैलेंस बैंड. तो ये भी कई बार क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है स्टूडेंट्स, वेयर डज द लेवल एक्सेप्टर लेवल एग्जिस्ट इन पी टाइप ऑफ सेमीकंडक्टर. सो इट एग्जिस्ट जस्ट अबव द वैलेंस बैंड. सो वैलेंस बैंड के जस्ट अबव एक्सेप्टर लेवल एग्जिस्ट. सो आई थिंक इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन ही पूछे जाते हैं फ्रॉम दिस टॉपिक. एंड नाउ वी हैव टू सी N type of semiconductor. After that we will see the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic, and as well as P type and N type. So now we have to see N type semiconductor. Okay, now you can see this is silicon. Okay, let me take the pencil off. Okay, so this is again silicon. So some atoms we will change. This is again silicon. So every atom is of silicon. Some time is required to draw the diagram, but I will try that we will draw this diagram soon. So SI. Students, if any feedback is required and any improvement is required for the lectures, then you can send me the requirement on my phone number that was provided in the starting of the video. So here the diagram is almost complete. So what is done here, we have doped. Okay, now see, we have to dope one atom of, let's suppose it as phosphorus, or you can say arsenic. You can take phosphorus or arsenic, anyone. So I am taking here phosphorus. You can take the example of arsenic also. You have to take basically pentavalent impurity. So first of all, when we have to obtain N type of semiconductor, when we have to obtain n type of semiconductor, then which type of impurity we will add? When we have to obtain p type of semiconductor, then which type of impurity is required? So we will add the impurity of 15th group, that is pentavalent group. So 15 group element is added to the 14 group. 14 group is semiconductor group. So group number 14 is semiconductor group, and we add the impurity of 15th group to the 14th group. So 14th group is what? 14th group is the semiconductor group. So I hope it is clear. The group number 15 element is added to the group number 14. So phosphorus is belonging to group number 15. So phosphorus, arsenic, and antimony. So these type of atoms are belonging to group number 15. So you can take the example of phosphorus and arsenic. Okay, you can take the example of phosphorus and arsenic. Some other elements are also there. So what will happen here now? See, you have to basically concentrate on what you have to understand what will happen in the case of arsenic or phosphorus. So here silicon has these 4 electrons, 1, 2, these are making covalent bond. So here I will take care के phosphorus के electrons मैं खुद draw करूँ. Okay, so these are the electrons of silicon जो earlier हम study कर रहे हैं. 4 electrons are shared by the each silicon atom like this one. So these are blue electrons are, these blue are belonging to silicon. All the blue electrons are belonging to silicon, and these 2 electrons, every 2 electrons will make covalent bond. So let me finish this diagram soon. After that we will discuss the construction of this n type. So now almost diagram is over. So these are the bonds, these are the electrons. So okay, now see, it will make a covalent bond. So it will make a covalent bond, it will again make a covalent bond, it will again make a covalent bond, this will also make covalent. So every silicon atom will make covalent bond like as in intrinsic type semiconductor. जिस तरह से intrinsic में थे same way में यहाँ पे भी बनेंगे. But now see, some electrons are from phosphorus. So phosphorus has 5 valence electrons. So I am drawing here 1. This is the electron number 2. This is the electron number 3 of phosphorus. This is the electron number 4. And now this is the electron of silicon. Wait students. Okay, this is the electron of silicon. So now you can see here, this is the electron number 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So here 4 electrons are phosphorus, as 4 electrons we have drawn. So 1 electron is remaining. So let's suppose this is the 5th electron of phosphorus. Now this electron is free. This electron is free to move. So due to the addition of pentavalent impurity, due to the addition of this pentavalent impurity, phosphorus हो बचे चाहे ये, either it can be arsenic also. So due to the addition of pentavalent impurity, one extra, or you can say one free electron is there. This electron is free. So this free electron is there. So due to which the conductivity increase. Now this free electron can move in anywhere. This free electron can move anywhere in the semiconductor, but within a boundary. Students, it will be free within a boundary. So एक 2 क्वेश्चन अच्छे भी बनेंगे अभी. but I will discuss that in the next video. So how to get the n-type semiconductor? We have to dope group number 14 element, that is semiconductor group, by the element of group number 15. So ग्रुप नंबर 15 का कोई भी एलिमेंट 14 के ग्रुप में ऐड करेंगे, देन वी विल गेट द n type semiconductor. Why it is called n type? Because conductivity is due to the electron, due to this electron. So electron has negative charge, that's why it is called n type of semiconductor. That's why it is called n type of semiconductor. So now we have to, I hope it is clear that how we get the n type of semiconductor. How we get the n type of semiconductor, it is clear, and now we have to move to the energy diagram of n type. Okay, now we have to see the energy diagram of n type. So this is the conduction band Cv, and this is the valence band Vb. So valence band and conduction band is there. So after the doping of group number 15 element into group number 14, or you can say after obtaining the n-type semiconductor, the energy gap changes in this way. Here we have a level that is called donor energy level. Here we have a level that is called donor energy level. Donor energy level. अब क्वेश्चन कहाँ से आएगा स्टूडेंट्स? द क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड that draw the diagram for n type of semiconductor. Draw the energy diagram for n type of semiconductor, he can ask. Second question can be the donor level lies above the conduction band, below the conduction band, just above the valence band, or just below the conduction band. So basically here you can see this donor level, this donor energy level is lying, it is lying at the just below the conduction band. So conduction band के बिल्कुल नीचे होगा, this level is just here. So in the earlier case the energy gap you can see this was the energy gap Eg, but after the doping the energy gap is this one. So energy gap is decreased, due to which the conductivity is more. So conductivity increase हो गई, energy gap decrease हो गया. So which points you have to remember now? Conduction band, donor energy level just lies below the conduction band, near the conduction band you can say, below the conduction band, and you can if below is not mentioned then you have to mark near the conduction band. So this is clear, and now we have to see which points you have to remember from n type of semiconductor. So some points I will discuss. First of all, you have to remember that group number 15 is added to the semiconductor group. Semiconductor group is group number 14. So we have added group number 15 impurity into group number 14 and group number 14 to get the n-type semiconductor. The second point is that we get the donor energy level that is just below the conduction band. We get the donor energy level, this is the donor energy level that is just below the conduction band, and valence band is this one. So which type of impurity is added to get n type of semiconductor? To get n type of semiconductor we will add pentavalent impurity that contains 5 valence electrons. Pentavalent impurity is added to the n type of semiconductor. So these are the points that you have to remember. And one more thing is that in n type of semiconductor the majority carriers are, majority का मतलब होता है स्टूडेंट्स जो ज़्यादा हो, सो majority carriers are, majority में क्या है यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स थे ना फास्फोरस के एक्स्ट्रा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऑफ पेंटावेलेंट, so majority carriers are electrons in the n type semiconductor, majority carriers are electrons in the n type semiconductor, and minority carrier, minority का मतलब होता है स्टूडेंट्स that are less, so minority carriers in n type semiconductor are holes, so holes are the minority carriers in n type semiconductor and majority carriers are electrons. So I hope it is clear. Majority carriers we have electrons, electrons are the majority carrier in n type semiconductor and holes are the minority carriers in n type semiconductor, but this is opposite in case of np type, so let's, this point is left there. So in p type semiconductor, in the p type semiconductor the majority carriers are, the majority carriers are होल्स. इसमें स्टूडेंट्स क्या बन रही थी, इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव कर रहा था ना, बोरॉन का इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्रॉम सिलिकॉन पेयर मूव टू बोरॉन टू मेक द बॉन्ड and that place gets empty, that becomes positively charged and that is called hole. So here majority carriers are holes, holes are the majority carriers in case of p type semiconductor and minority carriers are, minority carriers are electrons, so electrons are the minority carriers in case of p type semiconductor, majority carriers are holes. So I hope this is clear to all. If anyone having doubt in this, majority carriers are holes and minority carriers are electrons. So let's see what we have done in this lecture. Okay, let's see what we have done. So we have started the lecture with intrinsic type semiconductor, then you have seen extrinsic semiconductor, and then we have seen two types of extrinsic semiconductor, how we get the p type, how we get the n type, that we have discussed in brief. Then we have discussed p type semiconductor where trivalent impurity is added and we get the p type. Trivalent impurity names are boron, aluminium, gallium. These type of group number 13 is trivalent impurities. Then we have discussed about the p type energy gap of this one, conduction band, valence band, and this is the acceptor level, acceptor energy level. Okay, so this is the energy gap in case of p type. Then we have discussed n type semiconductor, how we get the n type semiconductor. So by doping of pentavalent impurity, that is group number 15. So group number 15 is added to group number 14, then we got the n type semiconductors. Examples are phosphorus, phosphorus is the example, arsenic is the example. So you can remember the elements of group number 15, group number 15 you have to remember. Then we have discussed the diagram of this one. So this is the diagram. Okay, let me show, wait. So this is the diagram, this is the conduction band CB, and this is the valence band, and there is a energy gap that is called donor energy level. So it is called donor energy level, and this gap, this donor energy gap, donor energy level, you can say it lies just below the conduction band. So it just lies below the conduction band. So this is all from the today's lecture, and now we have to see the differences. Now you have to see the differences. Okay, so wait for 1 minute. Open with paint. So now you have to see the differences. So taking you to the difference. Now first difference is intrinsic versus extrinsic. So intrinsic versus extrinsic difference. So read the differences carefully. I will discuss them. Okay. Okay. So first difference is that it is the purest form. Purest form means all the silicon, it contains elements of similar type only. Only silicon is there or only germanium is there. So ऐसा नहीं है कि silicon and germanium mix है. So only similar type of atoms are there. Either they are silicon or germanium. So it is the purest form of semiconductor, we can say. It is the purest form. Now in case of extrinsic, these are the differences of extrinsic. So semiconductor doped with an impurity is called the extrinsic semiconductor. As I said, if we dope element number 13 in the semiconductor group or element number 15 in the semiconductor group, or if we add any external impurity to silicon or germanium or group number 14, that is semiconductor group, then that is called extrinsic semiconductor. We have seen the example in which boron was added to the silicon, that was extrinsic. Phosphorus was added to the silicon, that was extrinsic semiconductor. So extrinsic versus intrinsic. So intrinsic is the purest form, extrinsic is the doped form, or you can say if some impurity is added in this one. Okay, so now next point is number of holes are equal to number of electrons. So it is no electron are only covalent bonds are there na, only covalent bonds are there. So number of electrons is equal to number of holes. ना कोई होल एक्स्ट्रा बनेगी, ना ही कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्स्ट्रा होगा इन इंट्रिंसिक टाइप. इन द इंट्रिंसिक टाइप ना ही कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्स्ट्रा होगा, ना ही कोई होल बनेगी, बिकॉज उसमें तो सिंपल कोवेलेंट ओनली कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स आर देयर. So number of holes and number of electrons are equal in case of intrinsic semiconductor, but number of holes and number of electrons are unequal in case of extrinsic semiconductor. We have discussed that कि p टाइप में क्या ज़्यादा होगा, p टाइप में होल्स ज़्यादा होंगी, and in the n type semiconductor which is more electrons are more. तो कुछ ना कुछ changes होंगी, means these two are unequal in case of extrinsic semiconductor. In case of intrinsic number of holes and electrons are equal, but in case of extrinsic number of holes and electrons are unequal. So now we have to see the third difference. So I think first two differences are clear to you, so you can note down that differences. So first two differences I hope के आपको clear होंगे, and now we have to move to the third difference. Okay, now we have to move to the third difference. Okay, so it was saying that ratio of let me move this cursor. Okay, ratio of majority carriers to minority carrier is unity. So students, majority carrier कोई भी हो सकते हैं, electrons और holes, but in this case electrons and holes are equal. So number of electrons and holes are equal, so that means we can say majority carriers to minority carrier is unity. Ratio is unity in this case because both are equal, but in this case this ratio is not unity, or you can simply write here the ratio of electrons to holes is unity, the ratio of electrons to holes is not unity. सो मेजॉरिटी माइनॉरिटी कैरियर्स क्या होते हैं, दैट आर डिफरेंट थिंग्स, बट ये रेशो यूनिटी कब होगी, इन केस ऑफ इंट्रिंसिक ओनली, इन केस ऑफ इंट्रिंसिक सेमीकंडक्टर ओनली this ratio is unity. Now they have low electrical conductivity because conductivity is only on the breakage of covalent bond. If we break the covalent bond, then they will only conduct intrinsic semiconductor. These have high conductivity because holes and electrons are there which can move freely. So it has high conductivity, it has low conductivity. So these are the two differences that you have to remember. Now we are left with one or two differences, I think. So two differences are there. So read these differences and you have to note down these differences also. So conductivity depends on, so conductivity is depending on the temperature. Conductivity is depending on the temperature because only bonds are there na. So bonds will break on increase in temperature. जब temperature increase करेंगे then energy मिलेगी, so then bonds will break. So that means only that conductivity is depending on the temperature only, but here the conductivity is depending upon the temperature as well as the doping level because हमने कुछ dope किया है, we have added some elements. So in this case the conductivity is depending upon the doping as well as on the temperature. So you have to remember these 2 points also. In this case that it is conductivity is depending on the temperature only. In this case conductivity is depending on the temperature as well as doping level also. More will be the doping level, doping जितनी ज़्यादा होगी उतनी ज़्यादा conductivity होगी. So intrinsic example you can see silicon and germanium. These are the two examples of intrinsic type semiconductor. Silicon doped with aluminium. So silicon is doped with aluminium. This is which type of semiconductor? This is P type of semiconductor. So it is the example of extrinsic. Indium, okay, aluminium and indium is also group number 13. So it is also giving me P type. Then germanium doped with aluminium and phosphorus. So this is the another example you can say. So if we dope any element, with some other, then this is the purest form silicon. So if we dope it with any impurity, then it is called extrinsic semiconductor. In the same way, if germanium is doped with any impurity, aluminium or phosphorus, then we say it as extrinsic. So these are the 6 differences between extrinsic and intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor, these are the 6 differences. Now I am scrolling the screen. After this I will discuss the P type and N type. After that we will discuss forward biasing and reverse biasing and PN junction diode in the next video. So you can note down the 6 differences. I am scrolling the screen. So now students, I think you have noted down the questions. Now we have to see P type and N type difference. So we will quickly cover this type topic also. So it is added by, okay, this is the differences of P type on the left hand side and N type on the right hand side. Let me take some bold marker. Okay, so P type is on the left hand side and N type is on the right hand side. So P type semiconductor is obtained by adding trivalent impurity. So trivalent impurity is group number 13. So if we add the group number 13 into the group number 14, then we get the P type semiconductor. First point is it is obtained by using pentavalent impurity. So if we add group number 15 element to the group number 14, that is semiconductor group, only in that case we will get the n-type semiconductor. So how we'll get p-type? P-type group number 13 or trivalent impurity we will add. In this n-type we will add group number 15, or you can say pentavalent impurity. First point is clear, I think. First point is clear. Now move to the second point. Okay. Second point is in p-type, left hand side is p-type. So in p-type holes are the majority carriers. Majority में हमने देखा था क्या था, holes, and electrons are the minority carriers. So electrons are the minority carriers. But in n-type we have seen, in the n-type the electrons are the majority carriers. Electrons जो थे majority carrier थे, and holes are the minority carriers. And one diagram, energy level diagram, we have also seen. So acceptor level lies close to the valence band. Okay, so acceptor level lies close to the valence band. In this donor level lies close to the conduction band. So we will see this diagram. इसका diagram होगा बच्चे यहाँ पे. So I think these points are already discussed, so I am just going through it. So you can see this diagram. This is the conduction band, this is the valence band, and this is the acceptor energy level. This is lying near the close to the valence band. In the donor level you can see this is the conduction band, this is the valence band. So this donor level is lying near to the or close to the conduction band. So three differences you have seen. You can find the some other differences also. And okay, in this case hole density is more, electron density is less. Obviously holes are more, so that means the hole density will be more. In n-type semiconductor the electron density is more, and in this case hole density will be less. So these are the common differences that you can remember. And now the last one is, the last difference is aluminium, gallium and indium. These are the impurities that can be added to the group number 14 to get the p-type semiconductor. To get the p-type semiconductor we will add these impurities, and phosphorus, arsenic. These are the two examples I have taken. You can take some other examples also. So group number 15 are added to group number 14 to get n-type semiconductor. Group number 13 are added, group number element of 13 element, 13th group is added to group number 14. So I am repeating again, group number 13 are added to group number 14 to get the p-type semiconductor, and group number 15 are added to group number 14 to get the n-type semiconductor. So some examples I have written here. You can remember the some other examples also from the periodic table. So this is all from today that I want to discuss. जितना आज करना था students we have covered. So you can see these differences. I am scrolling the screen. So now the differences are p-type and n-type semiconductor. So you can note down p-type and n-type semiconductors. Okay, so this is all from the today, and this is my contact number. If anyone wants to give me any suggestion, 8727955300. This is my contact number, and it was Jaskirat from this end, and the video is approximately 1 hour long. So I will try that video will be compact. Okay, don't download this video. One request to you, that please don't download this video, just watch this video, because this video is not in the form of compressed. It is not in the form of compressed video, so don't download it. Just watch and note down the questions. Okay, so it is a request to you, and thank you so much. You can provide the feedback on this number if you want, and thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye students. In the next video I will be with, in the next video wait in the next video I will be with uh, PN junction diode. In the next video we will see PN junction diode and PN junction diode and forward and reverse biasing. Forward and reverse biasing we will also see in the next video that will be prepared by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye students. Take care.